Hello everyone, I am Jack and I'm back, and let me show you where I am. So I am working on getting the stepper motors tested out. So I backed away from using the controller card wherever it is, it's right there, because it requires programming to Mach 3, which is an extra complication. So instead, I just went to this cheap driver, stepper motor driver. There's the stepper motor driver. And then this controller, stepper motor controller, we'll call it that. Not sure what the real names are. Hopefully people will correct me on the terminology. So the idea of this is this thing just sends signals out and allows you to control the speed and the direction. So I followed the schematic that might or might not be attached depending on how the tools let me do that. But let me explain to you what I did. It required a couple of wires, so I followed a wiring diagram with this setup. So the bottom one is, I have to look at it, it is PUL. So the bottom one you see right there, it's hard to see because of the shadow, but PUL. And it goes to, let's follow it, yeah, PUL plus, there we are, on the driver board. All right, then PUL minus and DIR minus are jumpered together and go over to here to the third one up, which is, sorry, I have to look, E and A. Not sure if you can see that. Yeah, E and A. And then the middle one, the DIR, goes over here, middle one to the DIR plus 5 volts. Okay, then I went in and wired the B minus, B plus, A minus, and A plus to the, let's see, B minus is the green from the stepper motor. B plus is the red from the stepper motor. A minus is the green from the stepper motor. And A plus is the black from the stepper motor. Now the confusion comes in, those short pieces of wire are what they had wired from the machine, and they cut the wires off. So I left that so that when I figure out where this stepper motor goes, I will wire it back up the way that they had it, because they have all these different wires going everywhere. Let's see, and then I get ground right there, right next to that red light is the ground, and it goes to the power supply ground. And then let's see, the power right there, 5 to 12 volts at the very top, goes to the power supply as well. Everything, well, it works, but it works unusual. So let me show you what's going on. Maybe someone can help me figure out what is going on. All right, so there's two little buttons right here. So I push this one, and sure enough, the stepper motor turns. And then as I turn the knob, speed increases up until about 3/4. And then it locks up. Okay, and then I have to turn it way back to maybe 1/4, and then I can turn it back up. And as long as I don't hit that, I'm fine. All right, so looking at the videos of this controller right here, like I said, I don't know what this is called. They said, all right, you do that, and I hit the button again, the light goes off, and the stepper motor stops. All right, so then I go hit the other button, expecting it to follow what the video showed and it to start turning. It doesn't turn. All right, so I was about to give up, and then I said, okay, let me try some other. So what happened is I hit this button, and again, it turns clockwise. Now if I hit this button, it reverses and turns counterclockwise. Both of these are lit. If I hit it again, switches direction, clockwise, counterclockwise. If I hit this button, the whole thing stops. All right, so I have it wired to where something happens, but it doesn't work properly. I wouldn't think. I would think that now this way it should be turning one direction, and then this way it turns. So this would be, let's say, clockwise as I'm looking at it from the top, and then this one would be counterclockwise. Doesn't work. So maybe somebody can help me figure out. I got some wire crossed somewhere or some wire not connected somewhere. So if you can help me out, I would appreciate it. But at least I've got progress. I've got a little circuit here. Everything works, so I can show my students that they can hook this thing up just like this. I'll clean it up and give them good diagram and instructions, but they could duplicate this for what, less than 50 bucks. So anyway, like, subscribe, hit the alert, hit the thanks if you would donate, and if you don't like what I'm doing, you don't know jack. Bye.